So you think you want to get into real estate? Do you?
Why would you want to do that?
You did it.
We all did it.
I'm
it.
I'm here.
The real estate industry is a challenging industry to break into. However, once you break into it, it can be a very rewarding industry with a lot of options.
But how do you break into it?
I mean, it's probably a whole nother conversation. But how do you get started? Well, you gotta take classes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What did you do them in class or did you do them online?
I did them online. I had a full time job that I was working at the time, and so I was doing it at night and on the weekends, and anytime I could squeeze it in. It actually took me 8 months to finish my classes.
That beat me.
So, I think that most everybody probably goes with that option these days. But I have had a couple people that do. I don't even think they do them in person anymore. I think they do them over Zoom.
A lot of them. I know Realtors Association. That's how they're handling it for the most part.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want an actual instructor per se, you could do that. You could do Zoom, or I'm sure you could find an in person class if you really wanted to. In our state of Pennsylvania, it's 75 hours now. It was 60 back when I took my classes.
Same here. It changed what 3 years ago.
Yeah, it changed a couple years ago. They made it 75 hours, and you're gonna learn absolutely nothing about how to actually do the business of real estate.
Come on, there's like 5%.
I don't even think it's that. I literally don't like recall like learning anything that had to do with the actual job.
Most of the stuff you can find on my term when I post terms on my social media account. Most of it you can find on there.
Yeah,
So
like you're gonna learn riparian rights, and you're gonna learn all kinds of crazy stuff that you're never gonna actually use once you get into real estate. You're basically learning how to pass the exam.
so that being said, somebody who's been in the business, what, 13 years?
This is my 12th year in the
12th
business.
year. I'm 1 year ahead for you. And I'm 4.5 at this point. And just so you guys know, this guy's taught me a lot of what I know, and he's the one who recruited me into the business. So yes, I did online classes as well. Actually, I think the same place, Polly.
Yep, we both
Yep.
did Poly, which Poly was pretty cool because they had like some like clips. Like so it almost was
Yeah.
like you had
Yeah.
an instructor even though you didn't when most of them were just text on a screen.
Yeah.
But I think Poly's actually out of business now.
All right.
They got
Yeah, I
bought
haven't
by
looked.
somebody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Everybody does that eventually when they need to make more money.
absolutely.
So, but that being said, outside of your traditional classes or going online or however, if you were brand new thinking about getting into real estate, what would you do?
I would take a exam prep course right
Well, I
before
mean,
it.
before the, not even before the classes, obviously, we know the classes
Right.
part of it. What would you do to find out if real estate's it for you? You want to be in real estate? What
But you're
would you
saying
do?
before even taking classes.
Yeah, what would you do?
I would probably do some research, figure out like what a day in the life of a realtor is. I
Sounds like a good another episode.
yeah, it might be another episode for us to do. I would probably try and figure out what my skill set is and does it line up with real estate because this business is not for everybody. You know, you
No,
have to be a unique, motivated person. Like we talked the other day in detail about like I there's no rhyme or reason for why somebody is successful other than the fact that some people just have that like determination and motivation to just go out and kill it
the
and
other
those
day we talked about that like 20 minutes ago.
yeah well yeah we talk about it on a regular basis so it's one of those things where if you're one of those people that has trouble getting motivated to do any ordinary task, this might not be the right business for you because you're going to have to hold yourself accountable for picking up the phone, making sales calls, going to networking events, doing all kinds of stuff outside of the normal, and sometimes it's just better to keep your 9 to 5 job and make decent money and live your comfortable life with vacations where you don't get bothered. And I mean, this world is 24/7, 365. I've negotiated deals on Christmas. I have taken calls on vacation.
Yeah,
I've got
I've been in line at Disney World and been on negotiation calls.
somebody threatened legal action on me for the first time when I was on a cruise ship and didn't have good Wi-Fi. I mean, just all kinds of craziness that you're exposed to in this business. It's just not for everybody. But I will say, in at least in Western Pennsylvania, there's not a ton of 6-figure plus jobs laying around,
No,
unless
no.
unless you're like an engineer or something.
Which
And
who knows how many of those around here are just laying around.
yeah, exactly. And the deacon says it all the time. This business, there's no ceiling. You could literally
It's up to
make
you.
you can make as much money as you want to make as long as you put in the work and are good at it and can.
I don't even know how good you have to be. You have to be credible enough to work hard. But if you put in the effort, and I mean maximum effort, you could be pretty good at this.
Yeah, a long time ago when I first started podcasting, my literal first podcast I ever did was with Karen Marshall, who's one of the top agents in Pittsburgh. And it kind of blew my mind that she literally eats, drinks, sleeps real estate, right? Like she is all about real estate all the time. She literally falls asleep with her laptop on her lap. And that I mean it's costed her relationships, it's costed her time with her family, all that stuff. And she goes, and it's still on there if you scroll back through my show list. It's literally the first show I ever did.
By the way,
Uh,
that's Ian at S Hoover Show.
yeah, the ENS Hoover show, and you can find it on podcasting. But it's real, humbling to listen to somebody who's sacrificed everything to be as great as she is. And I would say I've done a lot of that myself, but not to that extent, and but the other thing is the flexibility of this career gives you kind of that you can have that work life balance once you build the business, right? You have
Right.
to build the business.
Right.
Those first 3, 4, 5 years, you're gonna have to work your ass off. There's no way around that. But once you get to that point, you could get a buyer's agent, you can get an assistant, you can start to get some of that work life balance back and still make really good money, not working crazy. Or you could just go the Tony Angotti route. And he's one of our agents who's built up a great team, and he has somebody else helping him run the team. And I mean, he might only work 5 or 10 hours a week on real estate sales. So you
Does he
can,
even do that anymore?
I don't know. We'd have to ask him. I know he's in here for a meeting once a week. That's
Oh, that's true. That's true.
that's about the extent of what I know that he does. But I mean, that's the thing. You could build it up, and you could essentially accomplish the 4-hour work week if you really wanted to, right? If you
Yeah.
if you build it and you get the right people around you, and you could do that. We interviewed Jeremy a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
right?
About his
And
investing career.
yeah, and then Jeremy has got some nice investments, and he's got a good team, and now he's going to start being in Florida part of the time, and that's something that he's going to start doing, and kudos to him to put in the work, and now he's able to get his work life balance there.
Yep. Yep. No, but that's the reason why I wanted to ask you that question, because I feel like step one has to be questioning yourself if this is the right career.
Yeah, and there's literally no magic formula for what creates a successful real estate agent. I mean, I could put the top 10 agents in Pittsburgh in this room, and I bet they would be so uniquely different from each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they would all have different niches, and they would all have different strategies. And it's so cool to see that you could literally uh, make a business off of just about anything within the realm of real estate.
Dude, you can go even micro size that and just do our brokerage and take the top 10 in our brokerage and say the same thing almost.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. And then, the other thing I think you have to do, like if you commit to it and you're like, I'm going to do this, and you start taking your classes, while you're taking your classes, you got to be filling yourself with a wealth of knowledge of how am I
Mm-hmm.
going to, do this business, and what's my niche going to be? What's my strategies going to be? What am I going to do day one? And literally just create an action plan. What did your action plan look like getting started?
Well, I was legit actually going to take something you've taught me in the past. I was going to say this anyways before you just said that. And I was going to tell you it's something you've heard me coach my team on. It's you have to, first of all, your action plan has to start with an actual goal in mind.
Yep.
And everybody's goal is not going to be the same. Your goal you may want to be that top agent like Karen Marshall, and that may be your goal. So you have to facilitate the plan, which is part two of that, to what the goal is. If the goal is to be the top agent, okay, so let me picture how many hours I have to put into this, how many hands I have to shake, how many cards I have to give out, how many doors I have to knock on, and how much time goes into that. Because your first year, 2 years, I coach my team on this all the time, and this is part of the plan for me. Is I take on newer agents, so I coach in the first year, especially, is all about knowledge. I can give you leads, and yeah, you want to make business, but you can't absorb knowledge fast enough in this business because it changes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, but to get finish what I was saying, so the 3-part plan is, first of all, create your goal, find the plan to succeed at that goal, and then go kick ass. That's the 3-part plan.
Take massive action.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, I personally, I have a couple recommendations. I would read 7 Levels of Effective Communication.
That was great.
I think it's very real estate specific, and it's about a guy whose business fell apart during the '08 crash and how he got it back. It was a very good story. I really liked it. I recommend it to everybody. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. It gets you thinking about how to, once you get in and get this business built, how can you take it to the next level? How can you start a team, all that stuff. So it kind of starts from step one and goes from there. Those are 2 great books. I highly recommend to everybody. And then just absorb, just like you said, just taking everything, podcasting, YouTube, go out there and find that information that you're gonna add to your business.
Be a sponge. There's so much info out there between every outlet, media, social media, YouTube, TikTok, podcast, read a book. There's so I could sit here and name outlets forever. Go meet people in the business. I'm sure you could find a realtor's card any day of the week.
Absolutely.
And a broker. I'm sure a broker will give you their card as well automatically.
Yep. 100%.
But take in every bit of knowledge. Once again, make the decision. First of all, find out, is this something that fits who I am? And be honest with yourself. You're not telling anybody else. You're making an honest decision for yourself. If you say yes, then you go find out the courses. If you want to do it online, if you feel like you're a better learner in class, some of us are, some of us aren't. Don't get me wrong. I agree with Hoover that probably about 95% to more. It's just you have to get classes to get your license. The other 5% maybe you eventually use, maybe. Once you pass your course, and really not once you pass your course, during your course, you should be figuring out brokerages that you'd want to interview, things you want in terms of your new career. Because once again, this is your new career. At the end of the day, the brokerage is bringing you on, but you're the business owner. It's your business. And once you, get past all of that, pick your brokerage off of tools, off of knowledge, off of coaching. Yeah, obviously, I'll sit here and say, yeah, leads have to be a thing because you want to make money. You don't want to just waste away. But at the end of the day, that first year to 2 years, man, there's nothing more important than actually figuring out how to do the job.
Yep. Training, the knowledge, having somebody readily available to take your calls and answer
Yep.
your questions, whether you're on a team or you're calling your broker or your office manager, whoever it is. Make sure that whoever you're choosing to be your mentor actually like really knows his business. Like one of my biggest mistakes when I got started is I started with a company called Northwood Realty, which is now Berkshire Hathaway. And my office manager was supposed to like she's supposed to be the one helping me, and she had like 15 years in the business, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then like once I signed up and kind of got in and got to know her a little bit better, I find out that 14 of the 15 years was like in the HR department. She had
Ooh,
never really done real estate before. So like I was literally taking advice from somebody who had no idea what they were doing.
you had one more year than you.
Right, exactly. Now, I mean, I'm sure her knowledge is a little bit more than mine just because she'd been around it for a while, but
Right.
that's not the person you want to learn from. You want to learn from somebody who's been a top producing agent, who maybe even is a top producing agent, if you have that right mentor or whatever. Or if you don't have that option, go out and, I highly recommend if you're getting started, if you can, the best way to get started in this business is to have 6 months of reserves plus capital to invest into marketing. And if you have even more money, pay for a coaching program, pay
Yeah.
for You know, there's all kinds of great coaches, Craig Proctor and
I was just looking at his stuff. It's pretty good.
yeah, Craig's a good guy. He has a lot of great information. I'm trying to think
Obviously,
of
go to
Tom
the. I was
Ferry.
gonna say that's who I was gonna go to.
You know, it's probably like 10 grand a year or something. I don't even know how much it
No,
is,
Tom Ferry's almost 1,500 a month now, dude.
which would be like 10 grand a year, right?
1 grand a month would be 12 grand.
12 grand a year. I'm not great at math. See, you don't have to be great at math
It's
in this
almost 20
business.
grand. It's like 18.
Yeah, but it's so worth it though.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. I'm
Like
just
you got to invest in yourself in this business. And if I had the money and I was just getting started, I'd probably have like $1,000 a month Zillow budget,
yeah, that's a good one.
and I would pay for Tom Ferry or Craig Proctor or one of those big time coaches. And
So you're talking 2,500 a month if you say 1 grand,
yep,
and
so
then
twenty five hundred
15.
dollars a month. And I might stagger that a little bit. I might do the coaching for a month before I started the Zillow budget,
Okay.
right? Because you kind of want to have a little bit of, I might even do like a month of like, or a couple weeks of learning the paperwork and, you know, that type of thing. And then start the coaching and then like stagger it and then start the Zillow. But,
Shouldn't your brokerage help you with the paperwork?
yeah, no, they should, but doesn't mean they do. Not all
Well,
brokerages do, right? I mean, it's widely known. And one of the reasons I started this company is it's widely known that this business is, we're going to throw you up against the wall and see if you stick. And if you don't, best of luck to you. And, you know, this is you are on your own. You are an independent contractor, and nobody's going to go out of their way to help you typically in this business. Now, is that you know, can you find it? Yes, you can find it, but more than likely you're going to have to go to, you know, like a smaller independent company like us,
yeah.
or you're going to have to get on a team or something like that to get that training and support. Otherwise, you're on your own. And some people are just better on their own. Like some
Yeah.
people can just crush it right from day one. And, you know, and I think if you have the capital, it's kind of easy
Well,
to
yeah,
crush it from day one, right? If you have the
the
capital
capital benefits.
and you could pay for the coaching, you pay for a Zillow budget and all that stuff, you'll be successful real quick in this business, right? As long as you have to have that motivation and determination to do it. If you got $1,000 Zillow budget, but you're not answering the phone when Zillow's calling, not going to work out too well for you, right?
Yeah, if you're not answering below 50% of your calls,
Right.
you're wasting your money.
Yeah, you're literally just opening up the window on the highway and throwing stacks of hundreds out the window. You know,
And if you're not learning how to respond to those people and consistently follow up, you're still throwing your money out the window.
absolutely.
Because once again, people don't just close on the first deal.
Yep. And if I did have a full, like that's the cool thing about getting started in today's day and age compared to like when I started 12 years ago. Like you can literally, like if you have, let's say you have a job where you're making 40 grand a year, you could literally probably replace most of your income working like nights driving Uber
Oh yeah.
or DoorDash or whatever, you know, like you could probably make a couple grand a month doing that, driving drunk people around on the weekends and stuff. Uh, and then focus on your real estate. That won't impact your real estate at all, with the exception that you might be a little tired the next day and you got to power through that. But I think most entrepreneurs probably don't sleep that well anyways, right?
What, 5 hours of sleep?
Yeah.
That's more than needed.
Yeah, I'm like I'm in that 4 to 6 hour range most days, except for on the weekends. So I think that that's the cool thing. You could get an online job with like Amazon.
Affiliates.
You could do just about anything that you want to do, right?
Mhm.
That won't affect your real estate business. So
You could be creative, do side hustles. Look at Etsy. You could create stuff in a few hours, put them on there, and just sit back and let them sell.
yeah, I mean it probably won't replace your income, but
No, but anything is.
yeah, any little thing is. I just
Maybe that doesn't replace maybe that doesn't replace your income, but that pays your marketing budget.
Right, absolutely. I mean, and then like there's even companies out there that will now give you money for like putting people on your credit card as authorized users to help build their credit.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
new to me.
you can make a couple $100 a month doing that. That could be your marketing budget. Just be creative. Find ways to bring that capital in so that you can invest that capital, because you got to spend money to make money in this business.
Yeah.
As much as I like to focus on the free stuff, and I preach the free stuff, right? Calling expired listings does not cost you any money at all.
It
But
doesn't.
but it's also probably the most difficult way to generate business.
And truthfully, this market is really went to the online lead generation.
Yep.
Even I started less than 5 years ago, and I've seen the turn.
Yeah. It's all online now. I mean, it's all Zillow, realtor.com, Clever, all those places out there, right, that want to make money off of us. So
Yep. Yep.
anyways, if you do want to get into real estate and you're in the local Pittsburgh area, you can always reach out to me. My email is ian@ianhoover.com. I'd love to, sit down with you and have a conversation. But first things first, do some soul searching. Is a 24/7, 365 job with workations instead of vacations the right thing for you?
Find a good cell phone plan.
Yeah, and if the answer is yes, then let's talk. If the answer is no, then find something else. There's so many things in the world.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, if you do come here, you'll get to work with me as well. So that's a plus.
Yeah, yeah. Sean raises the bar.
Nonetheless, guys, it's a great world, but you have to be right for it.
Absolutely.
So
Go get it. Talk to you later.
later, guys.